Oh, I'm out of grenades. I didn't realize. Well, just about. Ah, it's one of those that got me. How do I switch to the other guns? 'Cause whatever key I'm hitting is suddenly not working. Oh, is it because I have this weapon? It might be because I have this weapon. Disappointing, but oh well. I'll switch out this hammer the moment I get a chance. I don't think I can go back. Three grenades. It's just over here. Sounds like they're sick.
We're all going to die out here! You are an Imperial Guardsman. Start acting like one. But Lieutenant! We're not dead yet. Your bloody job is defend the line before they...
Space Marines! Takes more than that to kill an orc. Kill all the Space Marines! Die for the Emperor, but live for yourself.
Ow. Didn't think I was that low in health. Or are they just that potent? Remember, I was watching a reviewer, SF Debris, and he was talking about a... Oh, they're not here now. Mandy. Don't need to kill enemies if they suddenly just stop existing. He was reviewing an episode of Stargate, Atlantis, and he's making a point within a ton of like military dramas and the like. They'll have like they'll show that a female leader is capable of leading, especially like I think if she's in a like civilian capacity or no. Or whatever. Basically, show that she can lead by having her be domineering or dominate. I can't remember the word he uses. Subordinate. It's just the... Well, that wouldn't really be an example of it. It made me think of it. And it just basically... I've said before, people get weird. Like, they may be fine writing, but they get weird when it comes to writing women. It's just like, rather than just doing what they would normally do, they try to go an extra mile and proving stuff, and it just hampers the character. Because like in the Stargate case, the guy was in the right, and they have to really character assassinate him to justify her. She just ends up looking bad for it, apparently. Again, I've only taken his word for it, and it certainly doesn't look good on the character. Well, I don't have to worry at least about any other skulls. But yeah, that just reminded me of it.
These pipes lead into the facility's sub-basements. And here is our entrance.
Brilliant. So yeah, it just reminded me of that. And it is an annoying thing within writing, because, like I said, you know, people just get... it's something they're poorly handling, you know? Rather than just showing that she can be a leader, they try and... they go too far, and they make her an asshole. They make her, you know, go too far. And, like, they overcompensate for it. And it's quite frustrating. It's quite frustrating. There's a bit of advice I remember getting before. My aunt was saying it. When you're writing a character, put their sex last. I suppose it can also apply to race, I guess. But if you do have any things, you know, you'll avoid falling into those by doing that. You'll come up with the character, their characteristics, you know, their shtick, and then you'll attach, you know, the sex on last. So if you do have any, you know, finicky things, you avoid that there. And well, I suppose it doesn't really help if the character's already wrote and you're trying to come up with a, you know, a bit of drama, and you fall into that there. I suppose it's just something you have to ongoingly acknowledge and keep in mind. And like I was saying, I don't think that really counts as an example of it. I'm paranoid about that it is, but I don't think it really counts as an example of it. But it certainly reminded me of it. Which says little about it, because I can, you know, see one thing and think of something very different. It just, suddenly the other thing flashes before my eyes. You know? It says little about the other thing. More about my, you know, pattern recognition. Or, you know, how my mind works. So, that's all. Just to be clear, in case anyone thinks I'm condemning the Lieutenant Mira character here, I'm not. It's just...
We expect inside, Inquisitor. Oh yes, just a few defenses. Comprises a few, Inquisitor. Servo turrets, mostly. Set to eliminate orcs? Set to eliminate anything with the misfortune to move within their range.
Of course. So yeah, I'm not condemning the character, just that reminded me of it. I suppose you can kind of see a bit of that in Aliens too, doesn't she, Ripley? Like, the one soldier's breaking down and she rips into him. That might be putting too hard, but I barely remember the scene. But yeah, I'm not condemning other characters, just it reminded me of it. So, just to be clear. And it's just, people get weird when writing some characters, and it ends up buggering up an otherwise potentially good story, or what have you, you know? And it's frustrating. We all have our own quirks and foibles. It's just, you know, not, you know, it seems people have a tendency not to do it enough to, you know, work past them. Not saying that I am. I succumb to mine a lot of the time. Just, I'm not, you know, putting them into, you know, material I'm writing for TV or, you know, other people's work, you know? it just, you know, it just triples my own personal life. So yeah, like I said, I'm not condemning the show. It's just, or the show or any characters around. Well, I'm not condemning anything. I'm just simply saying that's a cliche that bugs me and whatnot. So, moving on.
Lockdown in effect.
Sentry guns ahead.
Don't know why his guns are hostile to himself. Yeah, now I can use my other weapons. But yeah, sorry for reiterating the point so much there. I didn't want anyone to take me up wrong. So, yeah, I didn't want anyone to misunderstand me. And I'm never sure if what I'm saying is making sense to anyone else. Many time I've talked to someone and what I think makes perfect sense came to them as complete gibberish. So I just want to make sure what I'm saying is coming across. And given that I'm not streaming, you can't directly respond to me. So I just want to be sure, you know? Also, how is that not falling off the box? The head would be, you know, much heavier than the rest of it. But yeah, just want to make sure we're on the same page. Like, I'm not condemning the, like, Mira here around. It's just that is a writing cliche that apparently people do fall into a lot, and that does bug me. So yeah, it's just a character ends up being a jackass, yet we're meant to cheer for them. A character ends up being a bastard, yet we're meant to cheer for them because they're a hero and because they're a woman. It's just, no, equality. Everyone's shit. No, you know, it doesn't make sense to me. It's not something I can understand. It doesn't follow for me.
Authorization required to...
I've destroyed a pair of servo turrets. Head right at the intersection. It's a bit in. Oh, this is them.
No way to move quickly with these guns everywhere. We need to shut them all down. I can do that from the central security room.
And that is where we are headed.
Sorry, I'm just paranoid about missing Anne. Oh, I can feel bubbles in my... a lump in my back. Okay, there's one of them.
Authorization required to implement security.
Misused those. Didn't detonate them at the right time.
The orcs have thrown my duties into chaos. I only get distress calls now. The Xenos are here. The Hablock's on fire. And today, Transmechanic Alaric insisted I contact every single planetary defense outpost. 100 stations. He just didn't want to do it himself. None of the stations picked up. When I told him that, Alaric rushed off. No acknowledgement, no thanks. I suppose even an orc invasion can't change some people.
Okay, the next one is inside a small lab with a turret. There's some gas canisters outside. Gas canisters behind me, those are the ones. Not necessarily this turret, but it just... that's what I'm on the lookout for.
The logic engine thinks we are escaped Xenos specimens. There is a control panel in the side room. Get me there, and I can shut it down.
Okay, this looks like it. I'm glad you've just grenades lying around. Okay, it's not in here. There's like a central pillar across from it. Do some slice and diced orcs.
The exit will open shortly, Captain. However, I'm afraid the servo turrets beyond this room remain primed.
More good news.
What is kept in these containers?
Specimens needed for my research.
Specimens, cages, operating theaters. This place reeks of Xenos filth.
That is the business of the Inquisition, Ultramarines. This way, Ultramarines.
Yep, central pillar. Anyone else suspicious? I know I am. I don't really want to comment on the game because, like, I know what's, I've spoiled it all on me, so I don't want to accidentally spoil it on E. But I think I can get away with that joke.